Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 on the 2007 X3 with an N52 engine. This will be part 2 for both the Valvetronic and the variable intake controllers, and that's how they're named. These are valves, right? So things that I want to show, because in the first video I did a test with the hotel about moving the valves and it wasn't movement, even though we can see the command. Um, and we have a high amperage on the Valvetronic motor. I'm now using the SUS. No change in what I'm about to show because the valves don't move with the actuation test in here. Even though we can see the changes on the command, for some reason they don't move. I did another test before, with the old valves, and that is a valid test that is with the valves outside, even if you have just the new ones or you want to see actuation, because I can connect the old one in there and start a car, and yes, this one will move. So we definitely know that we got problems on the valves, as we saw before on the first video. But I would like to give correct information. So if you're doing this test, you're not going to replace something that is not bad, and it's because I guided you wrongly. So this is, again, is a valid test, but I want to show you also a better test that you can perform. I mean, seeing the signal is definitely the best, but if you want, you can just pull out the valves. You can have the air filter removing, even the map sensor not plugged in. As you will see, I have everything removing there. The throttle actuator is just there, and there is no mass airflow sensor. But so the first thing that I want to show you is I got everything connected. I have channel 1 on a 60 amp clamp, channel 2 on the Valvetronic power, which is we have two wires in the Valvetronic, brown and red. So the red is the power. And we already see a difference in here. Let me show you on the meter. If I go over the meter, let me move this so it's less clear. Perfect. So we immediately can see there is 6.8 volts. It's just the way it is with this new one. The other one was only on 4 volts, so we definitely see something different in there. I was expecting to see 12 volts, but I guess it's not with the Valvetronic plugged in. If I unplug this, and let me show you that, the voltage goes up to battery voltage. So definitely it's either the computer is sending just a voltage as diagnostics, you know what I mean? And this is just what the computer is expecting to see. All right, so but we can see everything is connected. Again, channel 3 is connected to the diesel valve 1, and channel 4, blue, is connected to the diesel valve 2. Again, the one behind the intake. I have not replaced that one, so this is not a repair video. For those that wants to have a repair video, you can just check online, and you will see that is there. There's plenty of them. Things that I noticed immediately here, battery voltage, as far as those two Y wires, I'm connected on the diesel valves on the Y wires. These are the signal wires on those. So I'm going to do first the one, and I can definitely, when I command it with the new valves, I can hear a click on them that I didn't have on the old ones. So I'm gonna get quiet and try to show you that. But this is something that Autel didn't show before running test. Ensure key is on and engine is off. So this is our engine off, key on test. If it was running, switch off the ignition for 10 seconds and then try again. So let's do that just for the sake of the video. I'm sorry, guys. A little tight space in there. So let's turn the ignition for 10 seconds. Let's remove the key completely. All right. One Mississippi, two Mississippis, three Mississippis, four Mississippis, five Mississippis, six Mississippis, seven, eight, nine, and 10. All right. So this is how I usually count. I'm just trying to show that I am indeed giving all the requirements, or doing all the requirements for the video. All right, so we can click continue. And in here, it doesn't show anything. It's just the test. So I'm going to show you when I click in here. So we will be seeing on the green channel a change. And if we do see the change, and if I stop it, it goes back to that. So if I go back now and I try number 2, we should see the same result. So again, and that's number 2, and I'm stopping it. So we definitely see that difference. As far as the actual waveform, I have captured, this is again the capture waveform before I even start the video that I want to share with you trying to get as less glare as possible. So let me turn the amp clamp and the voltage out. What I want to show you, well, again, it's just like a 5 or 10% on time. I'll say maybe it's just a signal that that circuitry inside those diesel valves is expecting for 0%, right? And we can see that the blue and the green are sharing the same time, the same signal. So these two are a perfect image. All right, so if I run this, let me actually activate. This is system 2, so I'm going to activate. I'm trying again. Okay, activate that one and run the deep recording. I'm going to stop it. Stop this. Now we're going to see a change on that time. So let me zoom out and let's get us some window. I get the cursor out of the way. We're gonna zoom some window. Now we have a difference, and this is nice because now we can see the difference in between an activation and a no activation, right? This is perfect because again, the green is the one, sorry, the blue is the one because we're on N, yeah, 2. So blue is the one that's being active. Now we can see that it's a lot longer low than high, and the second valve is not being activated. Sorry, guys. And the second valve is not activated. So definitely we can see that this is definitely a control command. I'm going now to go back to just, it's a little hard to show you or in this video noise because my microphone is a noise reduction microphone. So I'm going to try my best to show you that. I'm activating it now. And I'm not sure if, again, the microphone will capture this, but I can hear a click on the valve when I'm activating it. All right, so the second test that I wanted to share, since we cannot really see a movement with the command on the scanner, and again, I try iScan, snap on, and I'll tell same result. So what you can do again is just start the engine. So we have right now, both valves are fully open, so you can see my fingers through here, through the, let's close that window, right? Through the window, so I'm just going to start the car. Again, it's going to throw a chicken engine light on, but now we can see that both valves are fully closed. So again, just going to turn the car off. Oh, actually, since we're doing this, oops, sorry to go back and forth. Let's see what is that signal doing now. And I want to see the Valvetronic, but we can revisit that in a second. So let me stop the car. Well, actually, not really soon to stop it. It's no dangerous in here. So let me just turn these two signals off because we're analyzing this, not the Valvetronic. So let's do a zoom out. And then let's see what we see here. Pretty much the same signal, right? A little glitchy here, but as long as the windows are happy and those valves stay closed, I'm happy. So we can see actually, let me just rethink this. It looks like it's not much low, right? And again, both are doing exactly the same thing. So on is actually this. So we can see that the low side is very minimum. I would say maybe, I would say 70-30 to keep it shut in both valves. So this is good information that I'm sharing here. I'm going to turn this off, turn the ignition back on. So yeah, I was actually expecting to see something different. Let me do some undo and hand. There's a little nudge, like the valve staying on. I don't. Well, actually, it has to be in both. Remember, we got both channels the same thing. So that might be, I don't know, a signature, a communication. I'm not sure exactly what this signal is I cannot find information on BMW website or anything. So this is, I'm learning as you guys are learning this signal here. I just want to make sure that I can use, and you can use this same test for future, and then don't get burned thinking that you have a bed valve because of the scanner actuation and it's not moving, right? All right, so let's keep seeing this. I can definitely see that. That's just battery voltage or alternator voltage, because if I switch them completely out, we can see a little bit on the end. You see that? But yeah, that's very repetitious. Let me just zoom out. And we can see that little weird notch in both channels, and it's exactly the same because when it happens in here, it's happening on the blue channel at the same time. You see? I should collect the other one. But so yeah, I was actually expecting to see more of the low than the high, but again, this is a communication signal. I'm not sure if this is it's again a computer command, and it's not a pulse width modulation. It's no information to me to be shared here, and that's what I'm gathering all this to have a correct test so you can use it, and so is me. All right, so let's turn these two channels off, and let's go back to here. Let's zoom out to full, and now I mean this is immediately a whole difference. This is the start, remember, no activation, and now a start and a complete Valvetronic motor going into back and forth. Remember, this is the first start. If I get the cursors, the highest, now when that motor is going, I'm going to put that one there and get the other one down in here. So that spike is 30, 29, and 36. A completely healthy motor. This was right on the money, the recommendation. So this is, I am very happy when I give recommendations to customers and I can see that it is correct. Again, we can just grab the pen hand. This is it. Huh, let me zoom out on full. Oh yeah, this is entire capture. So let's just start this again. I'm going to, it's only 8 seconds. Let me try to change the settings in here. 1 second, guys. So for those that are using the um, scope, you can just change the settings in here. I have it in 2 MB. That is enough. I mean, I can go maybe 3. Let's try to do this again. Let me erase that and put a 3 here. Okay. Close this. Apply the changes. Now we got 12 seconds. And now you can, the deep recording is going to be a little longer. I'm going just to do a test because I have run into low memory or memory full when I try to change that to a 10 megabytes, not like, trying to record 80 seconds on, on total. Because the problem is with this, when you go into 12, it start erasing the last captures in here. So you have only 12 seconds to do it. Doesn't mean that you cannot just go in and start a car like what I'm going to do and then try to stop it here, right? Make sure it works, and it's working. So let's do it again, and it's working perfect. So this is very nice to have. 1 second, guys. Sorry guys, I was interrupted, but yeah, let me just start the vehicle. I want to see that first activation of the Valvetronic, so I'm not sure if I left it running or not because that interruption. All right, so I'm going to stop it now as a stop. I'm going to let me start the recording and start the cart now. I'm gonna leave it running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, perfect. All right, so let me now turn the car off. Sorry for the back and forth, guys, but I'm by myself. All right, so let me see. Run screen. Let me go and get us some window. See what we see here at the beginning. Let me get a pen in. Yeah, everything looks pretty good. Let me zoom out to full. Yeah, I don't like a little bit this, but it's not glitchy. Remember, that's what I'm trying to look for. Because I don't know a little bit in here. Let me zoom out again. Because I want to analyze the data again as much as possible. So some window, I want to see these glitches in here. I don't know, that's not good. So let me, some window, grab this here. All right, so that's the activation. That's perfect. So this is a very good capture here where we can see not just the amp clamp. Remember, we got the other channels on the back, and that's just the sort valves or diesel valves. We can disregard those. But if I turn the amperage off, we can see the computer pulse pulse width modulating that Valvetronic motor. We can do a little more zoom in here, and then we can see those in here. And now it's actually very different too. You guys can go back to the last video, and you will see that we were running around 9 volts, and then minus something, and now this is pretty much 0 to 13 volts. So definitely the computer is a lot happier with this motor. We want to sum out to full again, and we can see that now we are starting in 7 volts, not in 4 volts, and as with the old Valvetronic, and now we are more steady onto 0. So this is definitely a fix, guys. I hope that you like this video. I'm trying to share as much as I can with tests and good results and good data. For those that are close to Maryland or Virginia, you got a BMW, you want to bring it over to the shop. We are in Bavarian Motor Repairs in Capitol Heights, Maryland. Just bring it over. You will be in the best hands you can be, period. The way we treat the customers, the way we keep the shop. You can see here, we are in a clean environment. This is a nice shop. We have the parts cube. This is Charlie. He is the guy in charge of parts in here. That's Natalie. She's a technician now working doing some brakes and suspension work. She has a very bright future. I really, really like her. She is learning a lot and she does very good repairs. And now we have Steve and David. They're working in some BMWs and Mini Coopers on this side. This is a full air conditioning shop, so this is the way you want to work and you want to keep your car, because as you can see, we are very careful working in your vehicles and we take care of our customers in here. Our goal in here is to keep you on the road and not on the shop. All right, guys, I hope that if you have again a car around here, you want to bring it over, you want to come and say hi. I'm here, Bavarian Motor Repairs, Capitol Heights, Maryland. Talk to you next time. Bye bye.